There's so many different dope artists and stuff like that out here on Staten Island that a lot of people just aren't familiar with when it comes to the other four boroughs and stuff like that, man. So like, how do you feel about, Staten Island when it comes down to it? Do you feel like, Staten Island can make a run and come back and like really like surpass some of the other boroughs if people just, come together and really have some sense of direction when it comes to the music?
Yeah, and all of those things that you said have to be implanted. There has to be a sense of direction, and there has to be someone that's not going to be biased. Even though I come from out of Stapleton, and I'm Stapleton pride all day. I'm very, when it comes to New Brighton, Park Hill, West Brighton, Manus Harbor. Not too much. Arlington is new when it comes to Arlington's like one of the new hoods, but still in all, I'd rather see unity. It has to be someone that's going to come out and say, you know what, Staten Island is not really going to be truly represented until you may have a group or coming out of New Brighton or coming out of West Brighton, or coming out of the harbor. It has to be, and not at the same time, but it has to be in the same era. When you think about Queens, the MCs out of Queens, you can't even mention them all. When it comes out of Brooklyn, you got your top tier, but there's a gang of MCs from out of Brooklyn, up and coming ones from Manhattan. Bronx is a little scarce, but there's got to be a gang of MCs out of the Bronx as well. So Staten Island's no different. It's like a volcano. It's going to erupt because you have 25 years of just the W representation, and not everybody is gun ho about the Shaolin. Some people is just from Staten Island. So Wu-Tang represent a certain part of Staten Island. It comes from out of Park Hill. So you're not really answering the voices of a lot of people. A lot of people aren't being, represented in hip hop because, that group was 25 years and better in this game. Mm-hmm. So, and to have no other voices out of here and the great the great landscape of hip hop, to me, I feel like is a tragedy. So I do commend you for even, picking up on the knowledge, observing that. Sometimes it's better from the outside in, an individual who can come, move here, and respect the richness of the history that's here. It's always outside. Staten Island, unfortunately, is like a tug of war. And since everybody is doing their own thing, it's hard for them to give kudos to their brother. Like, yo, you're doing a good job, or your shit sound great. There's pockets of it, but there's not enough unity. And it has to be like I said in the beginning of the question, the right individual to speak on the whole that won't be biased. That'll be saying, you know what, yeah, so-and-so from out of here, so-and-so from out of here, he needs to be heard. He needs to represent this area. He needs to, and that's what needs to be done in order, because there's no way on God's green earth, that, if the W would have did it correctly, that there wasn't supposed to be a Staten Island tour already and always going with new talent coming. I mean, with the W headlining, you could have had the Brown Hornets of the world, the Shyims, the King Just, the Now Born Clicks, the Ruthless Bastards, and so forth and so on, as we catch up to today's present day of hip hop. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this has to be the right individual, and I do believe that Staten Island is talented enough to definitely be. I mean, we in New York City, baby. Why wouldn't we?
Absolutely, you know what I mean.